So here I am going to share about OSI model. So I am going to give a discussion about the OSI model. So here today's we are going to talk about this OSI model, and it is the blueprint of the network. How data is transferring from one place to another by sender to the receiver, and what are the how it's working and what are the process behind the this network. So we are going to discuss about detailed we are going to discuss about this in this video. So we are going to discuss about OSI model. What is this OSI model? It is nothing but it's an open system interconnection model, and it contains 7 layers. That is application layer, then is presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, and network layer, data link layer, and physical layer. The first topmost 3 layers which will helps to represents with the user needs, and does last 4 bottom of the layers will helps the data to actually how the data is sending from one place to another. So it contains 7 layers of the data. So here the it's just like us sending the email from one place to another by posting. If we sending anything from one place to another, that is sender to receiver, it may be writings, or it may be letters, it may be videos, or it may be mp3 videos, anywhere whatever it is, it will be passed from through one place to another by the packets. It will be converted as segmented as packets, and it will be delivered to the destination. So how this process is going to handle, so we are going to see a brief sessions about this OSI model. So here already discussed, we have the first uh, layer is physical layer. So what is mean by physical layer? So here the physical layer which transmits the raw bit over physical mediums, and it defines the hardware element which transmission modes and bit synchronizations. So this actually uses the ethernet cables, fiber optics, and devices like hubs and repeaters. So this is the very bottom layer, and it is a real stuff for wires, cables, and which we are connected to the which is connected to the systems. So it sends the raw data like ones and zeros, which already I have said that if we sending any data from one network to another, it will be converted to zeros and ones. After the receiver will get the what we are the sends, but the transmissions between the what we are typing is will be converted to the zeros and ones. So next is after physical layer, it will be converted the data next pass through the data link layer. It is the node to node which helps to transfer the data, and it handles error detection and correction, which keys the responsibilities for the MAC addressing and frame creations. So this devices uses like switches and bridges. Some protocols like Ethernet and ARP is the main protocols which we are using in the data link layer. That is, ARP is the address resolution protocol. So here most probably this data link layer will act as a second layer, and this will messed up and it breaks the data into frames. The if we sending the data in physical layer, it will be passed and it will converted to zeros and ones, and after it's converted, it will be framed as the segments or frames or anything else, and it is called as the and this frames add something to let that is called as the MAC address, and this is the very responsible for error detection and fixing the small mistakes and everything, and this devices which use the switches. And after the data link layer, the error had been rectified, and after this data has been transferred to the next layer is network layer. So the router's data across the multiple networks. So this network layer will play the main role, and the router data will across it will worldwide, so it will be from across the lane, and it finds its ways from one computer to the another. So it is uses the IP address. So before that we have used this MAC, and here we are using this IP address. So each data, for example, if you're typing in the Google form, this www.facebook.com, google.com, whatever website we have typed in, each one has that IP address. So it the system does not know that what is that, Google or Facebook anything, it will match by through the IP address. So that IP address frames in this network layer. So it is finds the best path for the destination and router, how it works and how the data is transferring to the another. So this is the, think of it like the Google map, how easily and how shortly the data can be delivered. Without traffic we can deliver the message to the destination. So next is transfer to the, so the network is ready, so network layer is now ready, so the data is error rectified and the network is ready and the path is founded where we are, how it is easily we can deliver. So now we are choosing one transport. So here next layer we are choosing the transport. This layer completely takes care of the delivering and the quality of the message. So it will be taking the message from one place to another uh, by not decreasing any qualities of, and it breaks the big messages into small segments and it's called as a small chunks, and which provides the together on other sides. So this protocols uses like TCP, UDP works here, and TCP is a slow but reliable, so it will be used for the transport. So this mainly it uses the system's cookie functions of segmentations. Next is session layer. This layer is like a phone call because it starts the communication, keeps it going, and it ends it with when it's done. So it's manage the session or the connections between the two devices. So the after internet, the transporting, the transport layers come after the session layer is managed, which establish the session, terminate the session, synchronize the session, and manage the session. So this is the four process which is done in the session management. So next is we are going to see about the next after session layer. The connection drops or the layer restarts it. It's passed to the presentation layer. This layer prepares the data to be understand, and it translates and encrypts or compresses the data so much so both devices understands it. So seventh next is application layer. So next we are going to see about the application layer. It's just application. What are the applications we are using to the deliver receiving the data that we how we are going to receive means by using web browser or file we can transfer, or email clients, or voice, or video calls, how we are using. So this is the last layer. So this is the seven layers, and each has the same different types of protocol. To the OSI model which helps the breakdown how data moves through the network, and each layer has its own job, and when we understand it's easier and it's very easy to fix problem, build better network. So these are the key take points, some of the points. It is standardization, this is troubleshooting, and modular design. Thank you.